Welcome back to my channel. Um, Man, I'm just so happy to be here telling my story about psychosis. I just want, like I said before in the last video, I just want you all to see how far I've come from psychosis. Basically, I'm just gonna get right back into the story. Um, so after I got out of the hospital, I was there for 3 days in the mental health portion of Eskenazi. It's the lower level. I don't know if you've ever heard of it or seen it. There's no windows, no sunlight down there. Um, I was down there for 3 days and they finally let me go home. I don't remember if I called someone to tell them to come get me. I don't remember if my car was parked in Eskenazi parking garage. I really don't remember. There's so many questions that I want to ask my ex-girlfriend at the time. I just want to find out for certain. And maybe one day I will. Maybe I won't. So I got to come home. I believe I had two options. No, I had three options. I still had my own apartment, my mom's house, and then my dad's house. Um, I think I went to my apartment or my mom's. I'm gonna have to ask my mom that. So the next video, I'll let you know for sure. When I came home, I believe I went to either my apartment or my mom's, and after that, they had prescribed me with risperidone. It's an antipsychotic. Um, I didn't want to take it. I don't like taking pills. Not even for a headache. I'll sleep it off. I'll drink some water. I'll do anything to not take a pill. So I remember my first day. Um, Maybe I was at my mom's because I remember her saying, "God created doctors. He created medicine, and you're gonna be fine. Like just take the medicine they prescribed you." And I took my medicine, and although it wasn't the right dosage yet, it did kind of, mm, it helped a little bit. And when I say it helped, it kept some of my symptoms away. Like the paranoia, I wasn't so much paranoid when I first started taking my antipsychotic. I wasn't that paranoid. I was a bit delusional though. Um, I felt like I was getting messages from TV, social media, radio. I actually remember watching an Instagram live video of Kelani, and this girl I went to school with was in the live video. Not sure if I was hallucinating, but I think they were hanging out. And and they said, what did they say? What's her name? Zoe Kravitz is looking for you. And I got off the live. I was like, Zoe Kravitz is looking for me? It blew me. I don't know. I don't know if that was real or if I was hallucinating or what, but I remember watching that Instagram live thinking to myself, like, Zoe Kravitz is looking for me. um, so I did, get messages that they say, you get messages from the TV, the radio, the social media. You think it's towards you when it's really not. Um, And after I got home, took my medicine, wasn't really the right dosage. It was just a long battle of finding a diagnosis, a, a dosage that was right for me. because everybody's different, you know. Every case is different. So I remember going to Kentucky with Sergeant. There was a therapist there I spoke to. She didn't diagnose me, but she did prescribe me with, um, I think it was some other antipsychotic. And I remember her saying, "You can't be in the military on an antipsychotic." And that's when I knew my military career was over. Um, and she had, after she prescribed that, after that, we were still in Kentucky. We went to the pharmacy, we picked up the medicine. I believe that medicine worked better for me. I was, you know, not not doing what some of the things I was doing beforehand were I know I would get up in the morning around 5 a.m. I'm not sure how much sleep I was getting, but I know I would get up at 5 a.m. and go outside. And my mom, she told me she didn't want to tell me not to go anywhere. She didn't know how I would react. So she never told me no through this whole process because she was afraid. Basically, I remember one morning walking around the corner from my mom's apartment. It was still a bit dark outside, so it had to be really early. And I danced in front of this store. Uh, it's like a clothing store. I think it's called Hang Time. It's on 38th Street, and I danced in front of it. Had my music playing, and from my phone, just from the speaker on my phone, and I danced. And then I just broke down crying. And this man was riding his bike, probably on his way to work. I think he had a uniform on, and he said, "Are you all right, miss?" I said, "Yes." And I just never really understood what, you know, what was going on because I still hadn't gotten my diagnosis, like my official, like, hey, you have schizophrenia. They still hadn't told me yet. So the things that I was doing, that were so questionable, it just didn't make sense. And I also remember I spent one night at the VA, and they kept me in this room where there was a nurse watching me all night. And I didn't like that experience. It was an awful experience. Uh, I never went back, honestly. Um, so I touched on the first in the first episode. I touched on uh, my first night of psychosis at work. Second episode, I touched on basically when I stayed in the mental health portion. And today I just wanted to touch on a couple things about after they let me out of the mental health portion. Um, about that long journey of just finding a dosage that would keep my symptoms under wraps. And next week, I'm gonna just talk about just more of the journey up until I got my diagnosis, and hopefully, with any questions, I'll touch on some more stuff. Just comment, and subscribe. And catch you next week.